Hello, you beautiful soul. I would like to welcome you to another episode of Your Soul Essentials with some galactic astrological news about the full moon in Aquarius. Each month, full moon has a special name that represents something about the natural world and the energy of that time. The sturgeon moon is a name for the full moon in August, when sturgeon were easiest to catch in the Great Lakes. Other traditions called this month's moon the full red moon because of the late summer haze that can turn the moon red, and the corn or grain moon because this is a time to begin gathering the late summer harvest in preparation for autumn. A sturgeon can live for 150 years, and the largest sturgeon ever was a whopping 7 meters long. The word sturgeon means stirrer, because they tend to spend their time at the bottom of the lake, stirring up the mud, looking for food. In August, they rise from the deep darkness to the surface. When the full moon rises, we can often feel the energy intensifying. For many of us, this is accompanied by increasing emotions. August is often hot and dry, and the festive mood of early summer can shift to exhaustion, overheating, and a longing for the quieter, cooler air of September and October. As the old sturgeon rises, so can older parts of ourselves. These parts may have been hidden for a long time. Now is the time to catch those fish and face the deep-seated feelings, stuck emotions, and old memories that we may not even realize are impacting our daily lives. The sturgeon is often mistaken for sea monsters. The Loch Ness monster may even represent a huge wayward sturgeon that has, from time to time, invaded the loch. So often we keep parts of ourselves at a distance, thinking they are terrifying beasts, too big for us to hold, out of control. Rather, they are often tender, vulnerable parts of us that have been frozen in the past until it is time to rise to the surface and be held with gentleness. During the August full moon, we work with double light, the intensity of the summer sun and the peak of the moon's illumination. Now, when our inner sea monsters come to the surface, let's greet them with kindness and listen to what they may have to teach us, rather than trying to force them back into the dark. This doesn't have to be a struggle. We can allow this time to upheaval to be healing. One way to do this is to sit in quiet meditation and focus on the bottom of the exhale, allowing any emotions to arise and be held with gentleness. This can also be a good time to explore our past, study our ancestors, and look at what lurks in our familial or cultural lines and what influences us today. It can be an intense period, especially around the days of the full moon and after the few days after the full moon period. August can be fun, and we need to balance our deep inner work with rest and play. Enjoy the sun and the long hours, take a nap in the dark during the day if you can. Take time to be alone and cool down when you feel overwhelmed. Listen to your body's signals about what to eat and when to rest. And above all, be kind to yourself and also to your inner sea monsters. In astrology, the Sturgeon moon is a time to focus on your personal power and inner strength. This full moon occurs in the sign of Aquarius, which is all about innovation, independence, and humanitarianism. The energy of the Sturgeon moon encourages you to think outside the box, embrace your uniqueness, and consider how you can contribute to the greater good. During this time, you may feel a strong urge to break old patterns and adopt new ways of thinking to embrace. It's a powerful time for self-discovery and personal growth. Pay attention to any insights or ideas that come up to you during this full moon and the period after. They could be the key to unlocking your next steps. According to the galactic astrology, there are some star systems and stars playing a huge role during this full moon in Aquarius. We have the star Alpha from the Hydra star system. This energy is increasing our inner conversation and spirit of self-worth and highlighting our own sun within this. It is also an important point that Hydra Alpha is bringing in our life force in focus, our Kundalini energy. We can see it like this, that Hydra Alpha has been emphasized the punch, the distinct call to seek out our own truth within, and it can only come from within. Then we have the star Algol from the Perseus star system. Also, Uranus is here to infuse a cosmic aspect for ourselves. Perseus Algol is also that learning experience that requires us to go through a whirlwind of shadow work sometimes, and realizing all the things that we have learned along the way. And we need to be reminded of all the progress that we have made as a soul over many eons of time. But right now, there is also a shift in a perspective from individual to collective, and the full moon in Aquarius is here to remind us of that and how it potentially could look like in the future. We have also the star Rigel from the Orion star system. Rigel is again that playing a role in our self-worth. This star comes also with a deep wisdom and a history of deep polarity. Orion Rigel is specifically influencing us with that self-worth, benevolent inner riches that we all have within us, in our true essence that nobody can take away from us, no matter what the situation is on the outside. We also have the star Achenach from the Eridanus star system. It is the star of spiritual expansion and free-spirited type of energy. Eridanus is also that flowing river, often called the river in the sky. It is an invitation to go with the flow, basically during this time we experience. Also, Eridanus Achena is representing that expansion, the potential that what could be, what we can become. So soak this all in and get inspired, because now it is the divine timing for that inner expansion. And ask yourself, where in your life, in what area of your life is the focus of your inner contemplation in this time? During the period of the Lion's Gate, in the beginning of the August, the star Sirius B from the star system Canis Major was also very important. The star Sirius B is associated with ancient wisdom, but also with innovation and a supportive type of an open energy. And many of us are in the process of connecting with that ancient wisdom, and Series B is helping to guide that direction forward. Series B is also associated with a lighter type of energy, a supportive type of energy, a very innovative, high-frequency energy. And it is also associated with water and the intuitive aspects of water. Some say that Series B also is a utopia for amphibians, water creatures. Another aspect of Series B is associating with the frequency and sound, and also the sound that travels through water. Who knows, but Series B might be a key energy that is currently guiding us towards expansion when it comes to innovating new ways to support our direction forward. There is also the star Scythe from the Orion star system. This star has a significant role in shadow work. Orion's Scythe is associated with the natural ability to transmute darkness, negative energy into potential, and this star in this full moon during Aquarius time has a specific role in helping us to culminate some of the shadow work that many of us have gone through over a long time. Many are very tired of dealing with trauma, dealing with the transmuting energy into their new path. Scythe has also a transmuting, culminating energy through that whirlwind of energy. In some way, the influence from Orion Scythe is helping us to alchemize our experience, to unearth some of those hidden secrets that we are still yet to see. The best we can do is to focus on embodying our path, our higher self-guided path. Because now this is the time, and it is very important to stay grounded as well in this whirlwind of energy. And embodiment of your higher self is one of the ways to stay grounded. Watch for the signs around you. It may be not just, through our mental domain that we receive like this in a new thought, in a new idea, or like a solution to a problem. Maybe it comes to you through music, or being in or around the water. Orion Scythe is supporting you to transmute that last bit of shadow at this time. So take that opportunity around this full moon period to culminate something, to leave it alone for good. And Orion's influence is here like a powerful one to allow you to step into that courage, to leave it behind you. August's full moon in Aquarius wants to embrace your inner brat and stop worrying about what other people think. Ditch your comfort zone, let things get messy, and stay true to your weird and wonderful self. Homogeneity is boring anyway, and this lunation is anything but. What does the full moon in Aquarius mean for all of the astrological signs? Here I will explain per sign what the full moon energy for August means. The sign Aries. Is your community uplifting you, or are some folks in your circle dimming your light? You may find yourself feeling stifled by certain elements of your social group right now, prompting you to make changes and set some boundaries. If you are getting frenemy vibes from someone or being made to feel bad about yourself, step back and consider why that is. Perhaps you can take accountability for some of it, but if it's all on the other person, give yourself some distance. The sign Taurus. It may feel like you are trying to swim upstream career-wise right now, as pressures are building up at home and in your work life. But under this full moon, it is time to make some changes. Trying to be someone you're not day in and day out is exhausting. And even though work can require some code checking, it is important that your authenticity is able to shine through in whatever you do. Add a little more color and creativity to your professional life and see what happens. The sign Gemini. It is good to know what you believe in, but don't let dogmatic ideals cloud your ability to connect with people. Nothing is black and white, and while it is easy to think you're right about certain things, especially when you're an information-obsessed Gemini, everyone has their unique perspective. How boring would life be if everyone thought the same way as you? Keep an open mind and listen before you react. The sign Cancer. Are you clear on what you're comfortable with? Or do you often find yourself having to set boundaries after they have been crossed? Your personal limits shouldn't be defined by anyone's needs but your own. And it is okay that sometimes your needs and boundaries might not align with what someone else wants from you. Under this full moon, focus on connecting with your vulnerable side and putting up a few protective walls if needed. The sign Leo. This is the season to shine, but this full moon is an important time to work on your relationships too. Unexpected curveballs at work could cause tensions with the partner, and Mercury retrograde in your sign could stir up some misunderstandings. Instead of losing your cool, use this as a time to reflect on your behavior. How are you showing up in relationships? What can you do to create more openness and communications with the people close to you? The sign Virgo. It may be time to shake up your routine a bit, otherwise the universe may do it for you. This full moon is bringing some responsibilities to the forefront, forcing you to restructure your time and priorities to do what needs to get done. Instead of letting the full moon chaos overwhelm you, welcome it as an opportunity to revamp your day-to-day groove and try some new ways of being productive. The sign Libra. If you have been in a creative or romantic rut, it is time to turn your perspective on its head and try seeking inspiration in new and unusual places. The full moon in fellow air sign Aquarius is pushing you to think outside the box in dating, passion projects, and all other matters of the heart. An exciting spark of love or magic could be waiting just outside your comfort zone. So don't miss out because you were too afraid to try something radical. The sign Scorpio. This full moon is packed with all the fields, and the planetary thunderstorms will likely be felt within your heart. This lunation hits one of the most close-to-home parts of your chart, bringing family issues or difficult memories to the forefront. Everyone is feeling more emotional now, so don't take it personally if your loved ones are acting a little out of character. The only person you can control is you, and now is a great time to show up for yourself in an especially caring and loving way. The sign Sagittarius. As a fiery Sagittarius, you definitely know how to speak your mind, And despite Mercury retrograde mixing things up, communication-wise, this full moon is a good time to tell a little bit more of your truth. You may find that you need to put some of your ideas into practice and let people know where you stand on things. So don't be afraid of ruffling feathers or going against the grain. You know what you believe in, and you have every right to share your stance. The sign Capricorn. As a cool-headed Capricorn, you are usually pretty traditional with how you handle your financial situation. But under this full moon, you may feel inspired to make changes. Whether that means looking into some unusual new investments or going out of your comfort zone to discuss a pay raise with your boss, be open to trying new things and diversifying your income sources. You don't need to make any sudden moves, but that doesn't mean you can't put your feelers out. The sign Aquarius. The intensity of this full moon is arguably hitting you the hardest of all, Aquarius, so don't be surprised if you're feeling some identity crisis brewing. Unexpected dramas from your past are blending with current relationship hurdles, swirling your feelings into a big ball of tension. But think of this as your cosmic challenge to breathe deeply into yourself and find your authenticity. Sometimes moments of confusion and crisis are also when you can't get most in touch with your truth. The sign Pisces. Something might feel a little off under this full moon, but you will probably have to do some soul searching to figure out how to resolve it. You have had your hands full with the Mercury retrograde drama over the past few weeks, so your mind and body are asking you to take a break. As a creative and a sensitive Pisces, you feel best when you are in touch with your dreamy side and let your imagination wander. So carve out some restorative moments of solitude. That will probably bring the answers you are seeking. During this full moon in Aquarius, an Aquarius guardian angel may come into play. Cambiel, or also known as Cambriel, awakens your Aquarius nature to take something from within you and bring it out into the world to advance humanity. This angel helps find solutions by encouraging you to think outside the box. He supports the exploration of science, technology, and all things new and progressive. If something has gone wrong, Cambriel's guidance will help you to learn from your mistakes. People always take experiences and emotions from the past, transform them into wisdom, and pour out heartfelt messages so that another vessel will take a drop of it and feel enriched. Cambriel encourages you to think big, inspires revolutionary insights, and promotes visionary leadership. This angel will attract your attention using deep blue flashes of lights, crystals, or when any form of stars or jars of water catches your attention. During this full moon in Aquarius, there is an essential oil that deserves a little extra attention. It is the essential oil neroli, the oil of seduction, innovation, and intimacy. Neroli comes from one of the most generous plants in the essential oil world, the bitter orange tree. Not only are we blessed with a bitter orange oil from the peel of its fruits and petit grain oil from its leaves and twigs, but its delicate white blossoms give you the divine neroli oil. The name of the oil is attributed to the Countess of Nerola, Marie-Anne de la Tremoille, who loved the scent of the flower so much that she used the oil to anoint her clothes and writing utensils and added it to her bath water. Neroli has a long history of mystical connections. Nymphs use the scent of neroli to lure young men and women out of their bedrooms at night and into the forest to discover, play, and celebrate the joys of love and light. Are you ready to enter new, exciting realms with neroli? Beautiful multi-dimensional being. For this full moon podcast, I have created an essential oil combination that can provide you with the support for the next few days. It is a combination of jasmine, neroli, and lemon myrtle. Jasmine is an ideal addition to the full moon blends due to its ability to help you attune to the moon energies. Aquarius ruled neroli allows you to think outside the square and come up with innovative ways to make the world a better place. Neroli also gives you the courage to courageously put your ideas into practice. The addition of lemon myrtle ensures that everyone benefits equally from your efforts. Trust your intuition when determining the number of drops and using the blend. Beautiful soul, I want to thank you for listening to this podcast about the full moon in Aquarius. My name is Sylvia and I am a quantum soul reader and a galactic astrologer. Visit me on my website www.onderthezon.net if you would like more information about my services. And if you are curious about your galactic soul journey, I welcome you for a quantum soul reading. If you have any questions, you are always welcome. And if you feel inspired by this video, I thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing this video. I wish you peace, love, and light.